Hey guys, what's up? What's up? What's up? I hope that you're all doing great. Now, I've come across a video, actually videos, one or two, of the black demon. And she is really furious. You know, she is raving, ranting, you know, raging. Talking about DeeMwango. Oh my God. Guys, didn't this woman say that she will not be doing, the content of Nyabohanse? Because, you know, it has nothing new to offer. It is boring. It is blah, blah, blah. Hey, but every single day, that is where her focus is. Why? It's simple. Because this is where they feed from. And guys, remember, I always tell you, I have a job. Others say, I have business as chicken. You know, others, I have a rich husband. And yet, they have quammed here. You know, they are on YouTube. Like their lives depend on it. Like, oh my God. Hey, they are the ones whom I can say, guys, if YouTube goes down, they're finished. Oh, yes. So, Black Demon came out to talk about how broke Dee's boyfriend is. And Dee is wasting her money, you know, because Dee thought that, by paying this Mzungu, she is going to get millions of views like she did in Philippines. Guys, the fact of the matter is that DeeMwango's views have shot up. Oh, yes. The views are viewing. And this is just the beginning, guys. And YouTube videos, you know, a video can be this amount of views today. But in a week's time, the video can shoot up into millions of views. And that is exactly what is happening. The views are viewing, whether she likes it or not. And remember, guys, when I started talking about this Mzungu, the very first day I said, they are jealous. They are feeling bad because with this Mzungu, views are going to go up. And yes, they are. So now she has to come, again, turn it around. They are not viewing as much as they were viewing in Philippines. Guys, we don't care. We know that the views are viewing. Oh, yes. And it is DeeMwango's money. If she wants to pay a Mzungu, it is her money. So what is it paining these people, guys? Why is it paining them? And how does she even know that this Mzungu is being paid by DeeMwango? Guys, anyways, we do not care, We really don't care. All we know is that DeeMwango is doing well with this man. We wish them the best. They are, making videos, loving videos. They are showing each other love. They are enjoying each other's company. Congrats, mom is happy with her kids, having partners in their lives. Congrats, papa is also happy to meet his probable future son-in-law. And so, as Team D, we love what D is giving us. So whatever she is saying is just hot air. And guys, life is not all about money. DeeMwango is looking for love. She has the money. And then again, guys, they can go ahead and make more money together. The dude, even if he is broke for real, of which I know he is not, but even if he were to be broke, then him and Dee, if their chemistry is good, if they understand each other, if they love each other, they can work together and make a fortune. They can work together and build an empire. So the fact that he could be broke right now really means nothing. Oh, yes. And I just want to ask you guys, this black demon, so she is married to a very wealthy man. That is why she is always, hustling on YouTube like MORAA, day in and day out, morning to night, with a wealthy man. And, I heard her say that, people who don't know about Europe are coming to tell her that, she is jealous, blah, blah, blah. Guys, let me just say this. People, even if people do not know about Europe, even people who don't know about Europe, let me put it that way, have a right to free speech. Oh, yes. And we can see jealousy when we see it. It is very obvious, guys. You know, you don't need to go to any school so you can evaluate jealousy. It is clear. You know, when somebody is jealous or when people are jealous, it is obvious, right in front of our eyes. And this thing about Europe, guys, we, you know, studied about Europe in school. And that may not be enough, you know. There are Europeans who are living here in Africa. You know, I'm just wondering, when did this black demon leave her country? You know, maybe by the time she left, there were no Wazungu people. Or maybe she was living in the village where the Wazungu people were not, you know, many, or they never used to reach. She should know that some of us have lived in big cities for so long, interacted with people from all over the world. Oh yes, including Europeans. So we know about Europe because they tell us about Europe, because they enlighten us about Europe. And some of us also, our relatives, are married to Europeans. So we know more about Europe than she may think. In fact, we may be knowing more about Europe than herself. So just because people are in Africa, she should not think that people are ignorant. I think this woman gets it twisted. I don't know when she left her village. You know, people here in Africa are so enlightened. People are so advanced. People are so educated. People know about the world. The fact that somebody is in Africa now does not mean they haven't traveled. Do you know where people have traveled to? Do you know if people have gone to Europe? So when she sits there and talks about people back in Africa, you know, when she looks at people like us, she feels like because we're in Africa, she wants to put us in a certain box. It doesn't work like that. No, it does not. Because right here in Nairobi, there are so many Europeans, you know, more than you can imagine. We have worked with them. We interact with them. We see them all the time. So what is this that you want to tell us about Europe that we don't know? And like I said, you also don't know if people have been to that Europe and back. Maybe people go shopping in Europe. Guys, you know, before somebody comes to yap anyhow, they should know that this world has become a global village. This thing of, you know, feeling like you're in cloud nine because you're in Europe, those days are over. And she really wants to drum it up, you know, chest thump. She wants that people to really see her as, you know, the queen of I don't know where or what. You know, the other day I heard her saying she is what? The CEO of her own company. Yeah. Now she knows that even the lazy gang members, you know, they don't want her as a leader. You know, we have been here seeing some of them, you know, say very clearly, state categorically that they don't belong to no gang. Oh yes, and they have no leader. And they are in charge of their own channels. So this thing of this woman wanting to be some leader of, I don't know, some sort of group or whatever, you know, has backfired on her face. Now, you know, she really wants people to think of her highly just because, you know, she is in Europe. It doesn't work out like that. And like I say, guys, there's Europe Uptown and there's Europe Imbo. You know, Europe Imbo, you guys can guess which kind of Europe that is. The other day, I was saying, you know, not everybody, you know, who is from the USA is USAing. You remember when I was talking about this international guest that is in Nyabohanse. I don't know whether he's left, you know. So, Even not everybody who is in Europe is Europing. Oh, yes. Because some people in Europe are comfortable. You know, they are not out here scavenging for DeeMwango's leftovers like MORAA. You know, people are comfortable. But you want to come out here and talk about people like they're the ones who are suffering. Guys, you know, we are smart people. You know, we can read between the lines. We can see what is going on. Oh, yes. So, people all over the world have a right, you know, to speak. People who don't know about Europe. What do you mean people don't know about Europe? People know everything about Europe. In fact, know more about Europe than what she knows herself. Oh, yes. Guys, she should know that there are people who are from Europe who have settled here in Africa. And let me talk about Kenya particularly. They have settled here and they love it here and they are proud to be here. You know, just like how she is proud to be in Europe, there are people who are also proud, you know, to be in Africa. In case she didn't know. Guys, remember the other day I was playing you a video of an American lady who has settled in Kenya and who is urging people all over the world to come and settle in Africa, settle in Kenya, because she says that Kenya is a good place. And she was giving people all these advantages of why they should come over. And she is doing many, many videos, you know, on that. Her mission is to showcase Africa, you know, and Kenya in particular. So, just because you are in Europe and feeling, you know, good about it, there are people who have also relocated to Africa and feeling good about it. So, big deal. Europe, you gosh, God. Guys, I know family members, you know, friends, acquaintances, people whom I have met, worked with here in Africa, Kenya, who have been to Germany, who tell me the Germans are the most racist people. So if she thinks Polish people are the most racist, other people think otherwise. Oh, yes. And being married to a German, it means she is also married to a very racist person, according to other people. So the feeling is mutual. I mean, it's the same thing. Oh, yes. And like I said, even the Africans who've not traveled, even the ones who have not met Europeans, you know, that much, they are well educated, well researched. You know, people know what they're talking about. So when people write what they're writing is because, you know, they know what they're seeing and they can tell, you know, what this whole gang is all about. It is what it is. And guys, when somebody parades men that she has seen you with, imagine you are a content creator. You travel the world. You will need people to show you around. You will need to talk to people. You will need friends. Some of them will happen to be men. So when this person parades, you know, all these people in front of the screen, talking about you have slept with all these men, what does that really show about this particular person? Does it mean she cannot even ask for directions from a man without sleeping with this person? Does it mean she cannot have, you know, platonic male friends? She doesn't have any male colleagues? She doesn't talk to men? What kind of mentality is that? Some people, people should know that some people, you know, live life as normal human beings. Normal in the sense that you will interact with men, you will interact with women. You know, in the work that you do, you will work with men, you will work with women. Because guys, remember, DeeMwango is a content creator, a travel vlogger. So the people that she is meeting, people like Kino, these are people she is working with. You can call them colleagues. So when they are doing content together, they are working. But somebody else wants to look at it, you know, how they want to look at it. �𝐎𝐿 and Dee have come out very clear to tell people that, you know what, we are not dating. But still, somebody wants to put 𝐻𝐿 on the thumbnail, talking about, he is one of DeeMwango's boyfriends. You know, I saw all of them do that. You know, Carrot, this OT, all of them talking about these people are all DeeMwango's boyfriends. It's crazy. Unless you live a very weird kind of life, you know. What kind of person are you? Like, you cannot interact with your own colleagues. You cannot, you cannot just talk to people. Isn't that the most crazy thing somebody can ever say? Not everybody that everyone interacts with sleeps with them. Some people respect themselves. Some people have boundaries. Some people know what they're doing. So this whole talk is hogwash, and it doesn't have space in the modern world among sane people. No, it does not.
You're watching It's MORAA, the one and only truth teller.
I have seen Carrots talking about how dilapidated Marwa's house is. You know, it's falling apart, this, that, and the other. This woman is crazy. Guys, before you come out here to talk, you should first look at your own house. This woman's roof was falling off the other day in the kitchen. Remember, you know, when it had spaces, you know, you could see the roof. You know, the ceiling was, coming off. Everything was apart. Look at her house, guys. Look at her compound. Pathetic. People are so shameless. People are so shameless. How can somebody like this be talking about Marwa's home? Marwa did a video showing us, you know, the progress of his compound, or rather just showing us around his compound, you know, so that we can see, how things are, you know, the state of his compound and everything. And he showed us the house, whereby he showed the walls and the paint is coming out because of the rain and all this stuff, you know, the harsh weather conditions in that area. So he was saying that he, needs to put tiles all over the place, outside especially, you know. And I feel like Mayugno knew about this. That is why he actually did that in his own house. Mayugno's house, you know, the outside, you know, it is covered with these tiles. So Maros spoke about this painting issue and showed us, you know, how things are. And he showed us many other things, you know. He showed us the rooms. He showed us the helipad. He showed us, you know, he just showed us everything. And according to Maro's own words, he said 95 point something, you know, almost 96% of the house is okay. Everything is fine. The only issue was that painting of the outside walls. But this Carrot has taken out on her platform to talk about Marwa's whole house is a mess. Everything is, falling apart. Things are bad. Things are dilapidated. The villa is messed up. Guys, once again, I am here. I'm here to ask. I swear, people in this world are so shameless. Like, seriously. This woman, you know, since she started showing her chickens, you know, her farms, her house, her everything, you know, sometimes I look at her and, you know, you just feel some pity. You feel sorry for somebody who is really trying to be what she's not. You know, let her stay in her lane. Yes, she has what she has, but she cannot compete with Marwa. Honestly, she cannot even match up with Dee. Even David Jr. Even David Jr. You know, she is really trying. She is out there always telling her audience, I have this, I have that. I even heard her talking about, land. You are not, just because you have land doesn't mean you're rich. If you do not till the land and you don't use it, then you get nothing from the land. Like for me, you see me always tilling my land. I have planted stuff, so I'm using my land. So now she means that she is rich. Now she was talking about, Maro's grandpa. That he was really not rich because he had big tracts of land, but he was not using them. Guys, this woman should first realize that land appreciates. So, of course, it's good to use your land. It's good to till the land. But even if land just sits, it will still appreciate carrots. So, land is a good thing. And when you have large tracts of land, you are rich. Yes. She tries to really, guys, she tries so hard. And every single time for me, it backfires in her face. I look at her, when she's going, taking this hired border. Well, people like Marwa, they have their own borders, not hired ones. Their own, which they own, which they bought with their own money. I don't care. Some of you will come and say, some were donated. Okay, some were donated. No, so now what? She also has donations on her platform. Same thing. People like Marwa, they have bought, cars. Look at DeeMwango affording a whole BMW. Marwa, this Land Cruiser. I was so amused. David, you crack me up, my brother. David Omaje was saying that, just 2 wheels, of that Land Cruiser is, what carrots is worth. Just 2 wheels. And I totally agree. Hey, I totally agree. This woman, hey, she has ever come out bringing title deeds out here. Even me, I have land. Oh gosh. It is pitiful, guys. It is pitiful when you try to fight, with people you cannot fight with. It is true, guys. In life, you just have to choose your battles. You have to stay on your lane. You have to look at yourself and know who you are. You can work hard and try to be like somebody else, but you cannot really try to force it. Try to bring this person down. Somebody you cannot even reach. Even if you stretch your hand, even if you climb ladders, even if you do whatever, you don't match up to this person. She really tries to make herself, feel like she's something she's not. Everyone is important, guys. And if you know who you are, you can work within your limits to better yourself. But this thing of insisting, forcing, trying, pulling people down, it's not working, carrots. It is not. So no matter how much you try to make Maro's house look like it is dilapidated, it's looking bad, things are all over the place, the fact remains that yours is triple pathetic. You cannot match up. It cannot happen. You are not in their league. You cannot share lanes. It is a pity. And you come out looking extremely pathetic. Extremely pitiful. What a shame. So I have seen a video by the Travel Commando where he is showing us, his compound. He's been showing us about his compound since he came from Argentina, just letting us know what is happening, any new developments, what needs to be done, changes that need to be made, if there's any progress, generally what is happening in the compound. So he showed us today the animals are being taken care of by the vet. They were being vaccinated, is it, you say? Given, the oral shots. They were being dewormed. They were just generally having a routine checkup. Now, Kenya, Kenya the cat, you know, you really amused me. You know, it's like a toddler or a young kid, you know, who already knows, you know, that they're going to have an injection, or who knows that, you know, medicine is bitter. So they're running away so that they cannot be given. Aye, Kenya. Kenya, Kenya, you really amused me. So anyways, guys, we saw how this vet was taking care of these animals, the advice that he was giving Marwa, and that was very good, you know. We saw the horses also, and they're speculating that Malaika could be expecting. So the horse population may increase in Villa Medellin. How nice. That is a blessing, guys. Marwa also spoke about the shipment that Trenchtown Grandpa brought to the village. He had showed us, you know, that they were in one of the rooms, Arondante's room. And, you know, they are still there. And he said that he spoke with Trenchtown Grandpa, and Trenchtown Grandpa told him that, you know what, you can do whatever it is that you want with those items. So whether he takes the bad stuff and gives them the good, they will still say he took the good stuff and give them the bad. So at the end of the day, Marwa, like he said, you know, he said that he is going to make sure that him and his family get stuff and then channel the rest. Oh yes. He is the one in charge. He is the one who is supposed to do what he is supposed to do. And, you know, I was very surprised. Remember, guys, how Gintu used to complain about these things? Like, you know, giving instructions on how they should be distributed and to who. Actually, it wasn't just Gintu. It was the whole of this crazy gang. You know, they were like talking about this shipment like they have a say. Guys, if a visitor comes to my house, and I remember reacting on this and saying that if a visitor comes to my house and gives me stuff and says, MORAA, distribute these things, you know, the best way you know how, I'm going to do exactly that. You know, not to please anybody. And if people don't like the way I'll do it, tough. Let them get visitors to visit them as well and give them stuff. And guys, I remember this is what gave birth to this charity work that Gintu is doing. Because, you know, this crazy gang, they felt so bad that these things have been confined, you know, to Marwa's home. So they decided, you know what, even us, we can support you, Gintu. Even you, you know, those venerables, you can go give them stuff. You don't have to wait for Marwa's things so you can give them to them. You know, guys, just stupid competition, you know. When people from Team Marwa do things, they do them from the heart, out of love. But these are the people, they want to compete. They want to, you know, just bring strife where strife is not supposed to be. Just copycats everywhere. Just because a shipment came. Now, even us, we can give people stuff, you know. We can send you money to buy lessons and kangas and shukas to give to these old women. Guys, this unhealthy competition, this push and pull and all this stuff, I mean, it is so juvenile, you know. It is like people who are in kindergarten. Like I said, when people of Team Marwa do something, it is from their heart. It is because they want to do it. But these other ones, it's because they have a hidden agenda behind it. They want to show themselves. They want to put this other team down. And well, it is not happening. How frustrated they must be. And guys, we saw Marwa take us to Jamaican grandma's land. God rest her soul in eternal peace. This lady was such a sweet soul. You know, down to earth lady. I remember her walking, you know, with Rocio and Marwa across the bridge. And that bridge, even me, MORAA, you know, my heart was, you know, beating. And yet it wasn't me. But this lady, you know, Marwa held her hand and, you know, she crossed over to the other side. She was always, you know, advising, you know, giving words of encouragement. she was a nice lady. So MORAA has shown us, how her land is progressing. Remember, MORAA went and planted bananas there. And like I saw, there's so many things there. There are yams, arrowroots, cowpeas. There's a lot. There's beans. And all of them are doing so well. But I heard them say that they are going to just leave the bananas and is it the yams or something, because they are the only ones that are doing well because of that type of place. It has a lot of water. So, all in all, everything was looking good, all green. And MORAA took us around, and he said something that he has always said. He said that instead of that land, staying bare, he decided to plant, for their own consumption. And we all know, like he was saying, everybody knows that that land is Jamaican grandma's land, and the family knows it. And guys, by MORAA doing this is a way of being transparent, about the land. He is giving us updates on what this land is about. Because I have heard, these crazy people come out here to talk and say, oh, he has grabbed this land. He is using it for himself. Guys, of course he has to use it for himself. You remember, there's another video I did when they were complaining. And I said, if they want, they can come, take this land, put it in a parcel and ship it. Send it to the owners if they feel that MORAA is not doing the right thing. MORAA clearly states, he stated in this video once again that the land belongs to this lady. And the family, if they want, whenever they will want to come and do whatever it is they will want to do with the land, if they want to build, if they want to plant their own crops, whatever it is that they want to do with the land, they are free to come and do it. But till then, MORAA said that he is going to be using this land, which is very logical. What is the point of people not having food? And yet there's land just sitting there, bare. MORAA said, if this family of Jamaican grandma give instructions, like sell the land and send us the money, or whatever it is that they want done, MORAA is going to do exactly that. So all this nonsense, hula baloo of people coming out here to say, oh, this land has been grabbed, this land is being used for his own personal gain, all this nonsense, has been put to shame. Because clearly, Jamaican grandma's people can see and they know the position. So people who don't own the land coming out to talk so much, I know it is lack of content, but, it is low and it does not hold any water. And guys, MORAA always leads and they follow, and it is obvious. Even, these names of homes and houses, Villa Medellin. So now everybody is coming out with a name for their own home, including G Castle. Guys, it just goes to show the MORAA leads and others follow. Have you liked this video already? If you have not liked this video, please take this moment to give this video a massive thumbs up. If you have not subscribed to this channel, also please subscribe to this channel and join this amazing family. You will love it here. And for the newly subscribed, hey guys, my previous video, you guys, thank you so much for subscribing. I truly appreciate. This is the place to be. Feel most welcome. To my returning subscribers, you guys, I love you all. Thank you so much for always supporting. Thank you so much for always being there for me. Thank you for your love. Guys, drop your thoughts, drop your comments. Let me know what you feel about this video. Let me know what you think about MORAA's compound. Guys, everything is working out. this man who started off taking care of goats out there, he can have this kind of home. You know, this should be an inspiration to anyone and everyone, even the naysayers. Guys, what do you think about the black demon, you know, putting Africans down, trying to talk as though Europe is in another world? Europe is on Earth, in case she forgot. She should be telling us about Jupiter, Mars, Saturn, Pluto. Maybe then we shall be a bit moved. But talking about Europe, somewhere that is right here on the planet Earth? Come on. Let me know what you think. Drop your thoughts hot down in the comments section below. And let us meet in the next video. Bye bye, guys.